Hello Neon Youth, welcome to another Neonline service. We're so glad that you can be joining us tonight because we've got so much fun things planned just for you. So sit back, relax and enjoy tonight's service. If you stick around to the very end of the video, you will find out who the winner is of this week's TikTok Tuesday Challenge Champion. But before we begin tonight's service, allow me to tell you about Neon Youth Culture, #OnTheRegular, which stands for respect, encouragement, and generosity. So, tonight, make some noise in the live chat. But let's remember to be respectful, encouraging one another, and thinking about others. Also, let's also do Neon Youth Culture at home by being respectful to mum and dad, encouraging our brothers, our sisters, and our friends, and being selfless and not selfish. So that's enough from me. Enjoy the rest of tonight's service.
We out here. How are you doing, Neon Youth? Today's vlog, we are doing... Welcome to the Neon Youth Science Experiment.
Science rules.
Ready? Transition.
Today, we are making elephant toothpaste, or toothpaste for elephants. Basically, don't ingest it or you will die. That's why it's only made for elephants. The first part of the experiment, we need to pour in unknown chemical substance into a cup.
Do you need help?
Oh no, I got it. Pour unknown substance in. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know how much to actually pour in, so we're gonna do that. Yeah, that's fine. Next, pour next unknown substance into the chemical mix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. 6. Wait, can someone get me something to stir it around quick? A spoon? Can you give me a spoon? Oh, 2 spoons, Mum. First step, we stir around the chemical substance. I kind of don't know what I'm doing. Oh, shoot.
So what part of the experiment is this, Casey?
Don't get chemical substance on your hand. Food coloring into substance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What other color? Red, green? Red or green? Red. Good choice, everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was way too much red compared to the blue, but that's right. The next step. Pour unknown substance into warm water. Oh, shoot. Now stir for 1 minute. Mum, is there like a big tall glass I can use? Alright. In goes the chemical substance. Oh wait, actually in goes the yeast. I mean the chemical abstract that wasn't named. Oh, look at them chunks, boy. And then enjoy your fresh teeth, elephants.
Oh, we got something going on. Oh, yo, she be filling. She's filling up.
Or like semi-speed it up so it's cooler. And play cool music. I'm taking
I've been on the phone to Uma. Excuse me.
Doesn't matter. I'm gonna hit him.
Touch him again.
I'm literally gonna give him the biggest dead leg. No, I'm walking.
Listen,
Pull
Andre.
over, I'm walking.
Mom, I'm trying. Andre,
Pour the fruit over, Mom.
calm down.
I'm walking.
Andre.
I'll open the door.
Casey should.
Andre wouldn't stop touching Branson. So I said, stop touching him. And then Andre kept touching me then. And I said, if you go touch I'm walking, Mum. Pull over.
No,
Pull the
you
frick
are
over,
not
Mum.
working. These two are.
No, I want to you. Pull over now. I'm walking.
I am so annoyed with you two. You two are being...
See that? Oh, hey Neo News. How you doing? You're probably wondering, what on earth was that video that we just watched? Basically, one day, my brothers annoyed me so much that I got out of the car while Mum was driving and walked the rest of the way home. Yeah, it wasn't really the most fun day, but really all I'm trying to say to you guys is, no family is perfect. So my questions I want to ask is, one, if my family loves me, then why do they do things to hurt me? And the second one is, why would I love my family if they're not perfect? So the first question I want to answer is, if my family loves me, then why do they do things to hurt me? I think a perfect example in the Bible is when you look at Cain and Abel, who were Adam and Eve's first children. Basically, Cain is the older brother to Abel. Cain worked cropping all the farms like the wheat and fruit and vegetables, and Abel was the one who was the shepherd, so he took care of all the animals. One day, they presented their sacrifices to God, and Cain just bought a bunch of regular old wheat and different crops and vegetables and stuff like that. But Abel bought the best looking newborn lamb. So when God saw this, he appreciated and accepted Abel's gift, but he didn't accept Cain's. So this made Cain very jealous and quite angry. So one day, he took his brother Abel into the fields and he murdered him. See, God saw what Cain did, and he basically sent Cain to an internal punishment where he could never grow crops again. Oh shoot. But see, even though Cain did something as horrible as kill someone, God still looked out for him. He put a mark on Cain that told people if they ever were to hurt him, they would suffer the same punishment. Although Cain did something horrible, God still loved him and wanted him to at least live out the rest of his life. Sometimes we can do things to hurt other people, especially even God. The thing that is good about God is he's always forgiving and he always shows us mercy. See, although our family might hurt us sometimes and do things that might not seem repairable in the future, our calling from God is to still love them, even though they might do things to hurt us. So what God is saying in this story of Cain and Abel is that although people do things that might hurt us, we are still called to love them and show them grace and mercy. See, although we might sin against God and do things that destroy our relationship with Him, or we might do things that destroy our relationship with other people, God's mercy and grace will always forgive us. And that's something that we need to strive to do. Even in the hardest of situations, I know it can be so difficult. There's times where I still haven't forgiven people, but we need to forgive people because that's what God does. So now on to the next question. Genesis 4 verse 15 says, "The Lord replied, 'No, for I will give a sevenfold punishment to anyone who kills you.' Then the Lord put a mark on Cain to warn anyone who might try to kill him." You see, although Cain did something bad and God was still acknowledging what he did was wrong, he still wanted to put something on Cain so that he wouldn't ruin the rest of his life. You see, there's so many times where we can make mistakes and we can do things that might disrupt the rest of our lives. But the beautiful thing about God is that He's willing to remove that slate and give you a new life and a new journey to take with Him. So the reason why your family might do things to hurt you, simply stated that no one is perfect. No one is perfect. And if no one's perfect, no family can be perfect. So this brings us to the second question. Why would I love my family if they're not perfect? See, even someone like Jesus didn't have a perfect family. See, something that is often not known is that Jesus actually had 4 brothers, and none of them actually believed that he was Christ. Mark 3, verse 20 to 21 says, "One time Jesus entered a house and the crowds began to gather again. Soon he and his disciples couldn't even find time to eat. When his family heard what was happening, they tried to take him away. He's out of his mind, they said." Often we can have family that either don't believe us or that just don't live up to our standard of what we expect from them. See, this is often when we can feel hurt or experience let down from our family. So one of the reasons that I wanted to bring up this question is, why would we love them if they're not perfect? I think the simple way to answer is that no one is perfect. See, Jesus' brothers did not like him when they were growing up. There's times in the Bible where you can see that they were actually quite jealous of Jesus because, he was sinless. He never did anything wrong. And his parents, obviously knowing that he was the Christ Messiah, would have treated him a bit different from his siblings. There's definitely times where this would have led them to believe that he wasn't God because of the neglect and the different feelings they felt when they were growing up with him. See, after Jesus died, this is when we can recall that he comes back into the household where all of his disciples are, and his brothers are all worshipping him after he's resurrected. He's calling him Lord and God. See, before Jesus' siblings accepted that he was Christ and Messiah, they didn't treat him very well.
See that?
But see, this is the beauty of the nature of God and Jesus, is that in John 3:16 it says, "God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, so that we may have a future and a hope." Jesus gave up his life for people that didn't even believe in him, let alone believe that he was Christ. See, often in our lives we can have people that hurt us and make us feel certain ways that isn't good, or do things to bring us pain and suffering, but with Jesus, he had all those things tenfold happen to him. If you've never seen it, watch The Passion of Christ. That shows just how gruesome the torture and suffering that Jesus went through to die for us on the cross. See, if he can do that and go through all that for people that didn't believe in him or necessarily love him, especially his family, I wonder how much we can truly commit to loving our family regardless of what they may do to us. See, although our families may not be perfect, we're not perfect. I'm sure we do things that upset and hurt them. So as Christ calls us, we are to be his humbled servants and shine his light into the world. Stay poppin', Neon Youth. Ow!
Hey Neon Youth, the service is not yet over as we still have to crown our TikTok Tuesday winner. This week on TikTok, we challenged you to Now it's your turn, so show us what you got.
Round 1. Round 2.
All the entries were awesome to watch, but this week as a team we decided the winner is
Hey guys!
Wait, that makes sense. I was so confused. Anyway.
Subscribe. If you do these things,
and we can put out B-size content just for you.
Then why don't you hop on over here and take my order?
I really love what you did with the garden out the front of the house today.
You haven't realised it yet?
Yeah, good question. Silly high school drama. Like,
With it, crew, drop. Like come on and no one go home. Yeah. Right and here, girl, I ring out the phone.